Hey friends, Candice here. Hopefully we will have some people hop on here soon because we're doing a live Q&A today. I think I'm on time, maybe like a minute early. But I wanted to hop on to see if anybody had any questions, photography related, business related, personal, questions that you might have around your business. Hi, Claire and Dora. So we are totally open for any questions and all questions. So for anybody that doesn't know me yet, I specialize with portrait and wedding photography. And you know what, guys? I just want to make sure, can everybody hear me? Can you guys hear me? Anybody? Just give me like a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right. Awesome. Hey, Ashley. Can you guys hear me okay? Sometimes my microphone doesn't like to work. Okay, awesome. Okay, so back to it. For anybody that doesn't know me, I specialize with portrait and wedding photography, and I'm also a business coach. So I created this group a little while ago to just to help other people in the industry, whether you're brand new into photography or you've been in photography for a while and you just like having a community of people to talk to. So that is what I'm here for. And after we're done with this live today on my main photography page, I'm going to be doing a live all about growing your business. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. I'll also post a link in the group, but if you wanted to hop out and actually watch it live, then you can do that as well. So I don't want you guys to be shy. Oh, hey, Kathy and Justina. Don't be shy. Any questions that you have, photography, business, personal, feel free to ask. And I'm going to give another couple seconds for anybody to hop on that wants to hop on because we have a few people here. Hi, Jamie. Yes. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. So I would imagine that most of you in the group found the group through a checklist that I have floating on the interwebs about building a photography business. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing live trainings on going through that entire checklist. So if you have not had a chance to grab that, I'll post a link below so you guys can go through that checklist on how to grow your photography business. Doesn't necessarily have to be photography centric. It can be any wedding business. And honestly, you could really take all those principles and apply them to any business that you want to have. So make sure that you grab that. So I will put a copy in the comments when we are all done today. Does anybody have any questions? It could be about shooting, lighting, business, anything. You guys are so quiet. Ask me all of the questions. I'm an open book today. And I have the time to give you everything that's in my brain. And if you guys will start asking questions, I'm going to ask questions of you guys. Oh, goodness. So Kathy, are you on? I see that you joined. I'm going to call you out here for a second. Oh, here we go. Oh, Claire asked great questions. How do I get involved in wedding photography? Not really familiar with my city and where to look for vendors. So Claire, that is a really great question. And actually the live that I have coming on after this is all about those first steps of getting into the wedding business. So the first thing that you want to do to get into wedding photography is to try to network with other vendors. If you're brand new to the area, I mean, it can be as easy as a Google search, finding vendors in your area. A lot of times if you go to photographers' blog posts, from different weddings that they've blogged. They'll list out all the vendors. So I recommend making a list of vendors in your area just from that Google search. I don't know if anybody really has phone books anymore, but the Google search, you'll be able to find vendors. And I would recommend contacting at least 3 in each different category. So you're going to want to look for wedding planners, venues. The venues would really be the number one thing that I would start with. Going and doing just venue tours, but reach out to at least 3 in each category and just shoot them an email or give them a call and just say, hey, I'm Claire. This is my business. I would love to come out to view your venue. Or if you're reaching out to like a caterer or, you know, a florist, just say, hey, you know, I'm in the wedding business. I'm a photographer and I would love to come and meet with you and learn how I can refer you to my potential clients. So you always want to approach it in a way that you are helping them in some way, because people are always like, well, what's in it for me? Like, why do I want to meet with you? So that would be my first suggestion, is just meeting with as many wedding vendors as you can. That's going to be huge. And then also going into different Facebook groups where other photographers are looking for second shooters. So if you have not photographed any weddings yet, the number one way to build your portfolio and to really get out there is by second shooting weddings. I don't recommend shooting weddings solo if you've not done it before, because there's just a lot of things that go into the wedding day that you're only going to learn by being there and watching the day unfold. So, and Claire, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot for a second. So where are you located? If you can just put it in the comments. And have you second shot any weddings before in the past? And I'll wait, because I think there's kind of a lag with this. And while I'm waiting for you to type that, also another thing that you can do to get involved in the wedding industry is to be involved in networking groups. That's a huge one. Okay, so you're in Clinton. Okay. And have you photographed any weddings in the past, or would you be like completely new to the wedding industry? Okay. Nope. Okay. Awesome. So I would definitely hop into some photography groups. So like Shoot and Share, or oh gosh, let me think. I'll have to pop into the groups that I'm a part of and create a list for you, because that is a really great way to start getting your portfolio built, is to second shoot. Like, that's huge. Honestly, that's one of the big ways that I started my wedding business. I second shot, and I'll be honest, like, I did it for free for a friend just so I could get that experience. And you'll be surprised, like, you can really get the experience rather quickly. So if you don't know anybody in the area, then you can research different bridal shows that are going on, or different wedding events that are happening in your area where you can go and network with other wedding professionals, and particularly being able to find other photographers. There are tons of groups on Facebook, though, where you can meet people within your area. I know Tuesdays Together is one of them, through the Rising Tide Society, where there are a ton of wedding vendors and you can meet other photographers and go to those meetups. They do them every first or second Tuesday of the month or something like that. And oh, hey, Francie. So I would recommend getting into those meetings and meeting other photographers, because not only is it great to get in there where you can be second shooting with them, but just building relationships with them, because they are going to be huge for helping to grow your business, because they're going to refer business to you. I mean, really, when you think about it, like, who do you want to refer to? People that you know and you love. So really, it's all about networking. So hopefully that answers your question, Claire. If you don't already have that checklist, like I said, I'm going to put a link below where you can grab it, and it really does take you step by step on how to grow a wedding business and the different things that you can be doing to get the needle moving. It's really about just putting in the time. Like, when you put in the time and you put in the effort, it will come back to you. It may not be today or tomorrow, but it will come back to you. Does anybody else have any other questions? Like I said, it can be anything. Oh, here we go. All right, so Ashley says, I've been shooting for a few months now and have a solid portfolio. I've been shooting for donations thus far, but what forms, tax info steps do I have to take in order to start charging people? That's a really, really good question, Ashley. So I will tell you what I have in place, but I will say, let me preface that by saying I'm not an accountant, so I'm not a tax professional, but this is what I have done. So first thing you need to do is make sure that you have a tax ID number, so you have everything set up through the IRS. That is really easy to do. If you go to irs.gov, you can get it set up there. I recommend becoming an LLC just because it's limited liability. So if if you were to get sued for something, they can't come for your personal assets. So I would definitely recommend setting up an LLC. You can do it right through the IRS website, but then you're going to have to do it on the state level as well. So the IRS website's really super easy to use, surprisingly. Like, you would think that it would be difficult. I find that on the state level, it's a little bit more difficult. So once you have done everything through the IRS website, you're going to hop over to your state, which you're in Virginia, I believe. You're going to go to the Virginia website. You're going to file with the State Corporation Commission to let them know that you have an LLC and to get your articles of incorporation. So you'll be able to do that online. And your LLC, I think, costs you like $50 a year to keep that continuing through the state of Virginia. And then after you're done with that, you're going to take that to your local bank, whoever you bank with, to get your bank account set up. So you can be taking money through that account. You never, ever want to take payment for your business through a personal account. You don't want to commingle that money. You can get in a lot of trouble with the IRS doing it that way. And then also you want to make sure that you sign up for your sales tax online as well. And you can do that through the same website. I will say in the state of Virginia, the website is not the easiest to use. In a past life, when I was in the corporate world, I worked for a really large payroll company, and part of my job was helping small businesses get up and running, get their payroll going, and helping them put these pieces together. So if anybody needs help with that, that's something I can definitely help with. If you're in the state of Virginia, much easier for me to help you. Anybody outside the state of Virginia, I can definitely help you on the IRS side of it, but every state is different when it comes to different laws. But those are definitely the steps that you need to take, and make sure that when people are paying you, that they're paying your business and not paying you personally. So hopefully that answers your question, Ashley. And Claire, yes, if you found a photography group, yeah, absolutely go in there and post and say, hey, my name is Claire. I'm super excited to start shooting weddings. Who needs a second shooter? And, there are different schools of thought on this with people, and whether they feel that you should be compensated for your time when it comes to those things. But I'll be honest with you, the information that you're going to learn by working a wedding, I don't know if you can really charge right off the bat. I would be okay with doing it for free, because I did that in the beginning of my business, but at some point you do need to start charging. But 100% I would hop into those groups and post more than once that you are looking to second shoot, and trying to develop those relationships, I think, is huge. Oh, hey, Francie. Oh, I see all your comments. Yes, and offered a third shoot. Carry bags. I think that is such a great idea. Yeah, for somebody that already has a second shooter set up, to say, hey, like, can I be an extra set of hands? I'm telling you, that, like, honestly is invaluable for a main shooter. I have an assistant, which you guys have probably seen her post in the group. She likes to do a lot of the introductions to everybody as you come in. Oh, she's on. Hey, Alexis. But she has definitely come along with me to weddings, and while she's not shooting, she's helping with whatever it is that we need. And I'll tell you, like, it is awesome having a third set of hands there. So I think that's huge. Just asking. You'll find somebody that will definitely take you up on that. And hey, Whitney, I see you. Oh, and Dora, you were asking about accounting software. Let me see if I can find your question. Okay, Dora, I don't see your question, but I'm assuming that you're wondering what accounting software to use. There are a couple that you can use. I use QuickBooks for what do I use it for? Not small business. It's QuickBooks for self-employed. And actually, they're running a special. I don't know if they're still doing it, but it's only $5 a month right now. And then it's like $10 a month after that, after the first year. So it's like super inexpensive. And then on the personal side, I use Mint. And Mint is actually run by the same company. So QuickBooks and Mint is through Intuit. And the two can integrate, which is really awesome because I was searching for such a long time, trying to find something where I could have like my business expenses over here and my personal expenses here, but somehow have them kind of talk to each other. And Mint is free. So I definitely recommend signing up for the QuickBooks for the self-employed and doing Mint with it because it's only going to cost you right now $5 a month. I mean, that's like nothing at all. And you are welcome, Ashley. I'm glad that that was helpful for you. Okay, so Francie asked, how do you find a private editor? Things to look for and to ask for. So there are tons of editors out there. And I'm assuming you're talking about editing photos. There is Photographers Edit. There is Edited by Artists, which was the most recent editor that I have used. And there have been some private editors that I have used as well. I would say when you're looking for an editor, you want to see some before and afters of some of the things that they've edited, just to see if you're even interested in working with them and what their editing style looks like. But I think one thing that is really huge is when you're interviewing that editor, number one, to find out what their turnaround time is, what their process is of getting the images to them. Because when I've worked with editors in the past, sometimes I've had issues with the different methods that they've used to even get the images to them. And then also having them do some sample edits for you. So that is going to be huge in finding a good editor. I would say that, out of the ones that I've used in the past, Edited by Artists is probably my favorite, just because the owner is, oh my gosh, her name is escaping me, Sydney something. Anyway, I'll find her name, but I'll post a link. Hey, Daisy. She is like phenomenal, and she was able to do all kinds of different edits and different styles. And she's just very artistic, and I feel better working with a person than I do working with like a large company where it's like a different editor every time. So that I would definitely recommend making sure that they do those edits for you ahead of time. That way you can kind of see what their work looks like. Oh, Whitney, you asked about mentor sessions. So I definitely offer mentoring sessions. And actually the Facebook Live that I am doing today at the end, if you hang out until the end, but I'll tell you now anyway. For anybody that signs up for my mentoring, you actually get a free ticket into an online course that's coming out in the spring that walks you literally from start to finish when it comes to weddings, all the way from like building your business, like how to get referrals, how to build those relationships, all the way into, your first meeting with a potential client, or, their inquiries to you. How do you respond? All the way through shooting the entire wedding till even past the wedding day, getting reviews, delivering images, all of that. So, but yes, I definitely offer mentoring sessions, and I'll also post a link here at the end of the video where you can click to schedule a time with me. So before I do mentoring with anybody, I always schedule a 30-minute one-on-one coaching call just to talk about your business, see where you are, talk about a roadmap to get you where you want to be. Not necessarily just to like the business that you want, but the life that you want, because that's the reason that we all do this, right? Like we're doing something that we love because we want to have a life that we love too. just to see if we're a good fit and if, if we want to work together. So you can definitely take advantage of that free call. And like I said, I'll pop a link here in the comments, and you can actually schedule that call through there, which is awesome. Dora, you said, do you design your own marketing material or do you farm it out? So I personally create my own because sometimes I have a control issue when it comes to that. But I am not opposed to farming it out to a designer if you don't have the time to put it together yourself. There are definitely people that I have worked with that I recommend doing that with, but I'm pretty quick in Photoshop, so a lot of times I can just put that stuff together myself, but I am all about outsourcing. So I say anything that you can possibly outsource, do it, because it's just going to be time saved that you can focus on something else that's going to grow your business. Marketing materials, I mean, yes, they're going to grow your business, but the time putting them together is not. So I definitely say farm it out unless you are like super proficient with whatever program that you're using to put that stuff together. Hey, Daisy, I think you're a babe too. Oh my gosh. And Whitney, yes, you're in Maryland. Absolutely, we can meet. I mean, I'm in Virginia. I'll go all over the place. Wherever you guys want me to go, I'll travel there. I'll go anywhere. So that's awesome. Oh, Francie, you're the sweetest. Oh my gosh. I love working with you too. I think that you're the best. Oh, and Johanna hopped on too. She's one of my mentoring clients as well. So there's quite a few of you on here tonight, which is awesome. And let's see. I hope I didn't skip any questions. Oh, let's see. I think I got them all so far. Does anybody else have any other questions that I can answer? Like, honestly, I'm a super open book right now, guys. Anything that you want to know. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Anything that you want to know, like I said, about photography, life, business, whatever you want. While we're waiting, if anybody else has any questions, I will tell you, definitely like hop onto my photography page and check out any of the past lives that are on there. There's a lot of great content in there just about running a business and having a life. That's something that I feel really passionately about, because I will say early on in my business, I didn't really have both. It was more work. And now like life has changed a bit. So it's definitely all about balance. Dora asked, hair and makeup suggestions for clients. So Dora, can you be more specific about your hair and makeup questions? So for me, like when it comes to hair and makeup, when it comes to like engagement sessions, weddings, I always give my clients a preferred vendors list of people that I would love for them to use for that. I definitely, okay. Hey, Carrie. I definitely recommend for engagement sessions and even senior sessions, weddings, it's pretty much no brainer. Very rarely do I ever have a bride that doesn't have hair and makeup done. And oh gosh, I can't even remember when I ever had that. But for engagement sessions, I tell my brides, hey, schedule your hair and makeup trial for the day of your engagement session. That way you have hair and makeup done and you're not having to spend the extra money on having like a separate cost for like doing hair and makeup for your session. And that's a huge tip. And then for brides that can't necessarily schedule that on the same day, you can go to like Sephora or MAC, go to the MAC counter and have them like do your makeup. Hair, I feel like is not that difficult. But even at Sephora, if you go in there and have them do your makeup, as long as you buy $50 worth of products, which like honestly is not that hard, then they'll do your makeup for free. So that's how I encourage my clients to have it done. For my seniors, I include it in their package. So I have a hair and makeup artist that I already have an agreement with that gives me a discount. And I send all of my seniors there as well as my boudoir clients. I just include it in the package because hair and makeup, particularly makeup, is going to make all the difference with their photos. So it's with, engagement sessions, it's not a requirement, but with boudoir and seniors, it is. I do make it a requirement for their session. So hopefully that answers your question. Alexis, oh gosh, what was the scariest part about making the leap from the corporate world to running your own business? So for me, the biggest thing, and I'll tell you guys, okay, I'm just going to get real with you here. And this is not because I want to be boastful in any way, because that's not how I want this to come out. I just want you to understand the reality of what I did when I quit my full-time job to go full-time in photography. So I had just had my son. He was, I think 3 months old. I had just returned to my full-time job from maternity leave. And the job that I was in, I was making 6 figures plus. Not only was I making that much money, but I also had company stock. I had company trips that I had gone on. They had sent me to Bermuda, to Rome, to all kinds of places around the country. It was just phenomenal package that I had with this company, but I was absolutely miserable. I wanted to spend time with my kids, and I was in a high pressure sales environment where I was working my fingers to the bone and driving myself to the brink of insanity just to reach these crazy goals every single year. And then doing so well that, yes, I was rewarded for it. But then the following year, it was like, okay, you did so well. Now you need to do double that. So it was kind of to the point where I was working. And I was a complete mess when I would get home to spend time with my family. I was just a stressed out ball of craziness all the time. But the paycheck was good. And that's what made it really hard to leave. But I was, running this photography business on the side. I was also in school. I was at UVA trying to get my bachelor's degree that I had never finished. Plus, raising this family of 4 kids, and a husband and dogs, it was just crazy. So really the scariest thing about making that leap was walking away from that paycheck. But let me tell you, when I made that decision, I knew that I had to make it work because we needed my income. We just had to have it. So when I made that leap, some people would say maybe it was insane. I don't know. I mean, I think that it was the right decision, obviously. I knew that I was going to do anything and everything that I could possibly do to make it work. And I also knew that as long as I didn't burn any bridges from where I was coming from, so from my corporate job, if I did it the right way, God forbid it didn't work out, I could always go back to my job. But here I am years later. So I've been full-time in this business for 5 years. I've been in the business for close to 10. But, and I say that from the very start when I was just taking pictures of my kids. So I guess that doesn't really count, but full-time for 5 years. And it's been 6 figures. I replaced my income in a year and a half. So I think that it was all a mindset, but the scariest thing was taking the leap. And I'm telling you, when you follow your heart, you don't have these desires in your heart for no reason. These desires are in your heart for a purpose. And when you follow them, you'll be rewarded every time. So that was the scariest part for me, but it was something that I really shouldn't have even worried about to begin with. But thank you for asking that question. I love that question. Okay, so Carrie, you asked, where do you outsource marketing? So do you mean marketing materials? If you mean marketing materials, there is a designer that I work with. She actually does some design work, and I can certainly shoot along her name. There are tons of designers that you can find out there that will do a lot of website design, that will do promotional design for you as well. Jane Johnson was the person who did my marketing materials for me and basically did an entire style board and put together, note cards and business cards and a whole branding package for me. So I would say if you don't have any branding done yet and you're ready to do that, I would just reach out to some different designers that you might find on Instagram or anything that you've seen that you like, and talk about some branding and have them put together some materials for you. If you're good with Photoshop, you can even if you don't want to go that route and spend that money yet on the brand design, then you can certainly grab stuff on Etsy and then just change it to whatever you want it to be. So that's what I've done in the past. Like I'll find like different, especially if I need something like on a whim, I'll pop into Etsy, like grab something really quickly and just like change the colors or design it however I need it. So hopefully that is helpful. Dora, you need some hair and makeup artist recommendations. The average cost, and what is the average cost for a makeup artist? I would say in my area, being in the Northern Virginia, DC area, hair and makeup is going to run around $150 minimum. I would say like anywhere between 150 to 200, just depends on, you know, if you're doing hair and makeup, like with lashes, without lashes, or if you're doing makeup only, typically that runs about $100, like 85 to 100 if you're doing that on its own. And also it also depends on if your hair and makeup artist needs to travel to wherever it is that you're having the shoot. So like for me, I had a studio in downtown Warrenton for a little while, and there was a salon like nearby. So my clients could just like pop into the salon and then walk up to my studio. Now, typically I will just have them come to my studio's home now. I've moved it since because I needed more space, but they can just come here. So it really kind of depends on whomever it is that you're working with. But Dora, if you are you in the Northern Virginia, DC area? Because if you are, I can certainly send over recommendations for you for hair and makeup artists. And then, oh, hey, Jamie joined. Hello. So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. And yeah, we had allowed for about like 30 minutes for this. If there aren't any more questions, oh wait, we got a comment. Yes, you are. You're in Sterling. Awesome. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, I have so many recommendations. You know what, Dora? I will shoot you a separate message with all the people that I recommend in the area. There are tons and tons. And great people that I've worked with for years. So I'll make sure to send that over to you. Does anybody else have any other questions? Going once, going twice. And I'm going to sign off. Let's see. Okay, great. So guys, I'm going to post a couple links below. I'm going to post below the checklist with all of the information that you need to build your wedding business from start to finish. And then I'm also going to post a link below because Whitney had specifically asked, but you know, anybody can click on this and schedule a time for a one-on-one coaching call with me where we can go through like all of these things that we're talking about and see if one-on-one coaching is a good fit for you. And then also a reminder for anybody that signs up for one-on-one coaching with me, you will get free access into the online course that's coming out in the spring, which walks you through the entire process of bringing on new wedding clients all the way until after the wedding. So that course is probably going to run about $1,000, guys. So it's a huge savings. So anyway, I will post those links below, and I'm so happy that you all hopped on. Hopefully we'll do these more often, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Bye.